name is James Morrell. I'm the Deputy Director of Public Transit for the NFTA, the Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority. My role includes, amongst a bunch of things, but primarily anything that touches the customer.
So what natural resource do people use to provide this service?
That's a really interesting question because, as you know, we are a transportation company, and we use, to some degree, fossil fuels to put fuel in our vehicles. We also use electricity. So we have two forms. We have our surface system, which consists of buses and the rail line. The rail line, the propulsion is electric energy, okay? But on the bus side, we use diesel, clean diesel, and we use CNG, which is compressed natural gas. Also in the process of developing electric vehicles, so electric buses. So we're currently building an electrical charging station at one of our garages, and we'll be purchasing, I believe, 10 or so vehicles soon to be run on electric. So what that says is that is to some degree sustainable, in the future. The governor has put out a goal. Basically, he wants all the transit agencies in the state to have electric vehicles, solely electric, get away from diesel, clean diesel, CNG, in the next decade. So within the next 10 years, he wants this to happen. And we're moving forward with that.
What do people do with the natural resources to provide the service?
So the natural resource, let's say it's fossil fuels. That takes that what's underground, turn it into, refine it, turn it into gasoline and diesel and stuff like that. We use it to run our vehicles. We try to have certain properties on the vehicle to reduce pollution. So that's why we've gone to compressed natural gas, which produces less pollution than the diesel fuels. And there's certain mechanics on the vehicle that also do that. So basically, we take that fuel to put in our vehicles to run our vehicles every day. The electricity will come through the lines that, everyone has in the back of their yards, on the streets and stuff like that. And then it will go to a power station that then will be distributed to the vehicles that we'll be purchasing pretty soon.
How do people access the service?
We have over 600 vehicles, buses. We have over 100 paratransit vehicles, which is our smaller vehicles that transport individuals that have disabilities. That is a door-to-door service. Our fixed route service, which is our bigger buses, operate on main streets, and they just drop individuals off at bus stops. We have over 4,000 bus stops located with roughly 350 or so bus shelters.
How do people dispose of the waste created to provide this service?
So we produce waste with motor oil and stuff like that, and we try to recycle that with third-party vendors that come and buy that oil, or we give that oil to them. So it's the hard that physical waste, that type of stuff. The other stuff is we have buildings, we generate waste, we generate garbage and stuff like that. So we have a big recycling program here that I have 2 waste baskets in my office, one for recycling and one for solid waste. We do that every day.
What features of the system are most sustainable now, and where are you moving to in the future?
So the use of the CNG, compressed natural gas, but ultimately it's going to be our electric vehicles. I think is the most sustainable. And it's costly. It's a very costly endeavor up front, but it will pay off in many ways. One is the cost of electricity will be less for the system, but it benefits the community where you don't have that pollution going up in the air. It's a great part of the ecosystem within the city of Buffalo and the region that, we do provide pollution in the air because the nature of our business, but we also have systems in place to try to combat that with the creation of electric vehicles. There is going to be at some point in the near future autonomous electric vehicles where you'll have vehicles operating on the street where there would not be a driver in there, and it will be autonomous going up and down the street. That will be electric.
Like when I reached out, when I even saw this interview, I'm like, I don't know if our city does this stuff. Like, I mean, because I'm not involved at all with the systems within the city and how it works, but I don't know, it makes me feel better, like as a community member, knowing this is happening, even though I didn't realize it. Like, it really does. But I just want to share that. I couldn't have asked for a better person to interview, so thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.